So everybody, some people love these live streams where I detangle my hair or talk. Some people complain about the light or the fan. But I have the point. I still don't have like some sort of studio where I can do live streams without noise. And this is a place that's easiest to comb my hair in the bathroom. So I don't look. This is a hair channel, and I guess I could just restrict myself to making an edited video. But here's the thing about an edited video. Sometimes I go to a lot of trouble to make a super edited video, and it gets fewer views than a live stream, like just some off-the-cuff live stream. So it makes me think, well, I like making edited videos, but that doesn't guarantee that's what people want to watch. And some people seem to genuinely like the live streams, the hair live streams, and sometimes I was like, oh, I want to change the direction of my channel, but I still enjoy, making hair live streams because this is a hair channel, and at the end of the day, a lot of people like a lot of things, and I don't know, I'm kind of thinking, what is wrong if someone like looking at long hair, if they're just they're respectful, they're kind, and long hair is what they enjoy, or women too, to me that doesn't bother me. People are so obsessed with fetishizing long hair, but what about how they fetishize women in bikinis, or in states of undress? I mean, how is long hair problematic? And I think it's fine, really. I don't think there's anything wrong if a man likes or enjoys watching videos with women with long hair, and a lot of people, they make ASMR videos, and look, if I had a ring light, I thought I could have some kind of lighting that would mitigate this fan noise, but I don't have that kind of lighting. So why is it that I never make live streams anymore? I thought, well, nobody likes them, maybe. That's not true. People ask me, they're like, well, what happened to them? Why don't you do them anymore? A lot of people still really like them. So if you don't like the live stream with the light, with the fan, the loud fan, you could just, I guess, I don't know, how do I say? You could just not watch these particular videos. And I don't know, the people that complained about the fan video, I don't think they really watch my videos anymore anyway. It'd be once or twice somebody commenting. And that person just wouldn't even be watching my videos. Maybe for a little short period of time, but they don't watch my videos every day. So why would I stop making a certain kind of video just because one or two people didn't like a fan? I don't know. Like I said, I think there can be a little bit of everything for everybody, maybe, I don't know. I guess nobody's watching right now. Or somebody is. I don't know. I have not seen any comments poppy up. Speaking of which, I made a video the other day where I was talking about, I'm going to defend my size. You know what? I'm not even going to. You know why? Because I don't have to, buddy. Really, I like the way I look. This is not a physique channel. I don't think I go to the next level by being the size you want me to be. I just don't care enough. That person was so specific. I guess I should be happy that they cared enough to leave a comment on my blog or just commenting on things. But I think there's a major problem with somebody like that. Like, they could go find some woman in their real life that looks a certain way that they want, but just to tell someone on a YouTube video that you've never met, that you don't know in real life, who's not a part of your life, that they need to do this, this, and this, like, why? Why do I need to do that, that, and that? No, I don't. By the way, I'm strong enough now, and I don't need to be a third way to make you happy, buddy. It's just not gonna happen. I mean, I don't know, if I lose weight, it's for me. It's not to, like, please you, or to make you happy as punch, because I actually weighed a lot less in that video, but whatever, you know, these silly gooses. You have to just be like, it's the internet. Let them have an opinion. I just didn't approve the first comments. I was like, why? Why do I have to approve that? This is my channel. It's my website. I wear what I like. And I do what I like. It's not to, like, make you happy. It's to make me happy, okay? So there's that. Besides, there's plenty of men in this world that actually maybe you like the way I look now. If you don't, I mean, there's nothing I can do for you. I don't have to do anything for you. You do something for yourself in this lifetime. I don't know. Do something more positive. Tell somebody, they will get to the next level and give me the same amount of weight. Hey, what do you weigh, buddy? Oh no. You really seem to be worried about that. Gee, I don't know. That's just kind of my thing though. Like, if somebody, like, says you need to do this, you need to do that, unsolicited advice, like, oh, it's nice, but bing, goodbye, you're out. Strike one, goodbye to you. Har har, I'm struck out. Then I get quiet. Like separating my hair like that and then it gets stuck. That wasn't gentle. From my thoughts and mind. I wish I were like other people that just would, I don't know, other people they get over things so easily. It's just like boom, or they have an interest in or they can just kind of be interested in multiple people at the same time and then choose one and then forget the other one, and then if something's not going well with that other person, they kind of are interested in that other person, or they can have an attraction to one person, but this other person is the person they want to be with. Like, it's just like people, they're just so like, they boom, 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 they just get over things like that. But you know, honestly, to be really honest with you, I find it so like, just, it's not me. Like, I know people in my family, they're like that. They're just like, oh, get over it. They go from one thing to another thing to another thing, and then they just think about like, well, you know, I love food, I love healthy eating, but their way of just dealing with something is like, oh, what are you gonna make? Like, what are you making for lunch? Did you take lunch? Like, just this is their way of dealing with things. Like, you know, I guess my mom specifically, like my mom, she's really, really strong lady, but really hardcore because her mom passed away when she was very young. And she told me something I've really heard very few people say. She didn't want anybody to feel like sorry or sad for her, so she'd always like tell people she was okay, and she was just very good at like just, I don't know, taking over like the motherly role, even though she was the oldest child. Like, she started cooking cleaning and doing all these things, just like, she's always been like that. Like, nothing really phases her. She's just like, next thing. And I'm a little bit more, I don't know, I guess more West Asian, a little bit more Syrian, more sensitive in my mindset. So, like, you know, take from the other side of the family, just more of a like sensitive kind of person. I'm not like, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna get over this and that, and or not let anybody show me. So, like, if I liked someone, even if that person was flawed in some way, I'm not just like gonna quickly like get over it and just move on. It's just strange. Okay, that person told me the weirdest story. I told them that I still cared about them even though they chose to be with this other person. And their response was, well, they were attracted to me, but they didn't know how they felt about me, and our friendship's on the right direction, blah, blah, blah. But then, I don't know how exciting, really, just very, nonchalant, but then occasionally texting me. But there's really nothing there. But what was his final comment? That someday he might be in love with me once I'm engaged to someone else, which just sounded like a nice thing to say. And I'm just like, I should have just and have any feelings for that person at all. Like for him, it's just very like moved on, like snap like that, and that he never was invested in me, so he didn't have anything to move on from. I mean, he could flirt with me, but it was just like, oh, attraction, nothing deeper than that. And I have to know that's all it was. So it just, after that experience, I don't want some half-baked experience next time. I'm just very much more cautious now. Like it's, I do want to meet someone, but my caution has gone up. Like I'm even more cautious now. Like I think I won't text people anymore. Like I'm just very careful now. Like when it comes to text messaging or just like digital communications with someone, it's a lot less. You know. Well, I'm detangling my hair. I'm not making a bun. This isn't like request time. This is part of the reason why I did stop doing a lot of the live videos, because people just thought, oh, this was the time for me to do whatever they wanted to see, but maybe I'm just like detangling my hair because I want to. It's not like request video time. If this was request video, its title would say request video time, okay? I don't know. It doesn't say that. It doesn't. Does it say that? Does it say that? It doesn't say that. Read the title. Look, I can be very nice. I'm very thoughtful to people, but just like in my own time, I don't feel like I have to. Okay, and this is the next story I have to tell about. So after that experience with the guy, I had feelings for him because I've known him over years, and it takes a lot for me to like develop feeling comfortable around someone. So anyway, you know, I met somebody new, and okay, you kind of know me. He saw me walking one day, and we went and saw an air show together, and I thought it was pretty cool, pretty nice. And he told me he had some economic problems, and he couldn't afford to do a lot of stuff, so I understood. And that's just weird. I don't know what that is. So anyway. This next guy I met. I really thought for a few weeks, this guy is such a nice guy, like somebody new, somebody with a lot of potential that I could get to like, you know. Even if we're just friends to start with, I thought he had this really like good intention towards me, because he said he was attracted to me, and it just seemed like, I don't know, he said he went to church. Like I really just thought, this guy might be somebody. And I know he said he wasn't, like he's mentioned a couple times when we were talking, he just wasn't ready yet for a relationship. Like I don't expect someone right away when I meet them to be ready for a relationship, because we're just meeting, which is totally fine. Like, yeah, I do want to start dating again, but if I'm just talking to someone, they seem nice, I will give them the benefit of the doubt up until they don't give me the benefit of the doubt. So anyway, I invited him over. We have like a pool where I live, it's a community pool, and what I didn't like right away was he was pressuring me to go try on a bathing suit. I said I don't swim. You can swim if you want. This was just an offer. I told him we could either go get coffee or we could sit by the pool and talk. It was just an offer because he said he didn't have a lot of money, and I didn't want him to feel like we had to do something expensive. Like I was trying to be respectful of someone who said they were on a budget, because I'm not this kind of person who thinks, oh, you have to have lots of money. Like, honestly, I would like someone to take me out to dinner and do all that if they can afford to. But if you can't, like, I'm not going to be like, oh, you have to do this and that. So anyway, we're hanging out by the pool, and he kept insisting I should go put on a bathing suit. I told him, no, I'm not going to do that. And, you know, whatever. You want to try on a bathing suit, you want to go swimming, that's fine. I'm not stopping you. So, sitting by the pool, it's all nice conversation, blah, blah, blah. He tells me some things about his family. We're talking about my family and friendship and all that. And then a little bit before he leaves, he's like, we could be good friends. And I'm like, yeah, you seem really nice. And he's like, I feel like I've known you for a long time. I'm like, yeah, I like talking to you too. And then he busts out. Just like, okay, the most, I don't know, I guess this is okay for people that are into this. He goes, so have you ever had a friend with benefits? Oh, I know you've had one. And I said, you know what, I don't do that. I'm not interested in that. Because I actually want to meet someone to have a relationship. And he told me, you know, because you're single, you're getting older, you're probably not looking for a marriage or relationship. Like, he told me what I was looking for. I don't like that right away, that he just assumed what I want in our life. I'm like, you don't get to assume what somebody else wants. And I felt so demeaned. So I told him the next day over text a couple times that I felt I deserved more than that. That life should be more endearing and I deserve to meet someone who's looking for a relationship. And he told me I was really awkward because I said those things. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I should have just kept my mouth shut. But this is a weird thing. I still sometimes do an Instagram like live event, and he pops up right away and he'll start commenting on things I say or watching. But it's just weird now because he told me I'm awkward, but yet he's kind of like lurking in the background on my social media thing. And you know, I thought he was cute, but I didn't like the way he treated me. So there was no future with that kind. It just was like, I guess the thing that was just disappointing, it was another experience. And there's like good guys out there, and I know there are. Like, I've had guys message me that are totally interesting and respectful and looking for more. And I'm gonna give those guys a shot. I told Mr. Casual whatever that I'm done with casual things, and I never was that kind of person anyway. I just think the moral of the story is you shouldn't assume somebody is looking for that just because you're looking for that, you know? And I don't know, like, I guess a lot of people, this whole casual friends with benefits thing, it makes them feel good in the moment. They don't want any kind of, they don't want to have any kind of ties. They don't want to be tied to anybody. They don't want to feel obligated to anybody. Like, he told me it was a waste of time when he had a relationship because it didn't work out. But I kind of think this whole friends with benefits thing is a waste of your time, because if you're going to be friends with someone, that should be a lifelong bond, not like something weird. Because I don't know, I guess maybe there are people that handle the friends with benefits things really well and they transition back into being regular friends. But it just seems odd. Like, look, I'm not trying to sound like I'm all prudish and you can't do what you want in your life. Do whatever you want in your life. But I do think at the end of the day, a lot of people still want to have a healthy relationship. And I think investing in another person is not a waste of your time. I'm sorry, because if you're that self-centered, I don't know, like, how do you even legitimize wanting to spend time with other people? Maybe you should just buy an electronic girlfriend. At least the Japanese guys who have the electronic girlfriends are being good at it. Like, they're honest, like, hey, I don't want to date someone. I have an electronic girlfriend that will go places with me. Maybe that's what you need. Like, they're honest about it. Maybe you just need to buy yourself one. Or a blow-up doll. I don't know. Like, it's just weird. Like, that people think, okay, I know it's more accepted, but just because something's more accepted, like friends with benefits, doesn't make it right. I think it's a really blurry line. It's just not something I would ever accept, okay? You can think, oh, she's just so judgmental of people that do this and that they're having a grand old time. But really, there's always going to be one person that becomes more attached in those situations than the other person. It always happens. You can say it doesn't, but it happens a lot. And I just think it's selling yourself short in life. Like anybody who thinks that these casual encounters are healthy, I don't, because I think that it's part of a commitment. Like, I think if you're going to be intimate with someone, it should have a purpose. Like, yeah, it might feel nice, but I don't think it's mentally healthy to be in these scenarios where, oh, well, we do this, like, but there's no connection and there's no responsibility, because there could be so many responsibilities. Like, for instance, what if you're in a friends with benefits scenario and some lady ends up getting pregnant? Like, but you're just friends with benefits, and so like now are you just going to remain to be friends with benefits? So maybe some women would be okay with that, but I can tell you this: I don't think most women, unless they're actively choosing to the clinical insemination route, are gonna feel 100% good about the guy not really wanting to be involved more. Eventually, there's gonna look. I know it's like, or it could be like with two women. I don't know, whatever scenario it is, two men. But I'm saying more like in a any relationship. I just think the friends with benefits thing isn't the best thing, but maybe for some people it is. I don't think it's healthy. I really don't, like in the long run, because I think it's really unhealthy to think that relationships are a waste of time. I think investing in other people is the best use of our time. Because if you're just about yourself, society crumbles. There is no society anymore when you stop thinking about other people, you know? It gets weird too that people think it's okay not to think about other people. And so there may be incidences where, yeah, I felt like I wish the guy would have considered my feelings more. But you know what? At the end of the day, at least I considered his feelings. So I feel like I'm on a better ground. And I think that person will always have to know, or maybe someday will realize that maybe they could have been a nicer person. Well, he kind of admitted it in the one scenario where we were kind of seeing each other, but he wasn't sure yet. Kind of admitted later on the way he handled things was bad. I think he knows deep down it was nice. I can't make someone change what they did, and I don't feel sad anymore. Because that person, I feel like they missed out on getting to know me. And that's it. And I would have loved to have got to know them more. But just because I had one relationship where things could become serious, I wanted that. I wanted things to evolve. I am never up for friends with benefits. So just because I haven't been married, doesn't mean that I am interested in that. So I don't know about people today. I guess a lot of people are okay with these casual things, but I think casual stuff can only go so far. I think eventually most people want to settle down. Most people want some kind of like camaraderie and companionship. I just don't think it's healthy, in my opinion. But if you think it's healthy to just, swing or have a very open relationship style, maybe for you it is. Maybe for some people this works. I would never do it personally. I'm always going to be a little bit more on the traditional side, where I think having some commitment to somebody trumps just these fly-by-night things, If somebody thinks I'm awkward because I told them that, I don't know. That's great that you think that. It's interesting that you still kind of lurk on my social media, but thought I was awkward because I wanted more. I don't know. It's so. I think. Well, I figured it out. It's just because he's a guy and he thought I was attractive. Look, I thought he was attractive too. I did. But after he told me that was all he wanted, I just was like, okay, that's all it would ever be. I wasn't going to invest much more time in it. And I know now he just looks at, if I do an Instagram live, like he looks at it just because, oh, it's something to look at. It's not like I want to talk to her. Well, he made a comment. But it wasn't like, I don't know. He's not a person that's gonna like think, oh, well, I should maybe rethink what I thought. No, because he was very solid in his opinions. And anyway, this is just a meandering story about me not getting modern culture, not getting friends with benefits. What it came down to was, I know I've talked to family members about this before, they're like, you need to go to church and meet somebody, and I'm like, yeah, I've thought about that. The only thing is, it's not always practical. Like, there are a lot of churches, but here's another thing. I think it's kind of weird to go to church to meet somebody. That's not really what church is for. Like, some people are like, oh, you'll meet great guys at church, but church is supposed to be about your spiritual life. It's not like you go there to meet people. You know, and then another thing is like, yeah, I'm nominally Christian, like, yeah, that's, but I don't know, like, I don't feel like you have to go to a place of organized religion to have, like, a faith or a relationship with God. I don't know. Plus, I'm more like of the do your own thing kind of thing, so that's another thing. Like, it's not that I would never want to go to church, and I've been to church in the past, but the reason I just don't go consistently is because I don't know, like, how much I have in common with people that go to church anymore. Like, there are some very open-minded churches where they just, like, everybody can be what they want to be, but I don't feel entirely comfortable, like, going to a group where they're like, you have to be there. Like, it starts to feel like an obligation, like if you didn't want to go every Sunday or you couldn't. So I just, like, when people suggest that to me, I don't think church is necessarily the best way to meet people either. I think just everybody that I've seen that, and the people who recommend going to church, that's not how they met their spouse or their significant other. They just met them through life. I think that's the best way. It's not on the dating app. I won't do the dating app. I mean, I'm always up for meeting new people that I've talked to through the internet, but I do think predominantly, like, just for me and my experience, the best way probably to meet someone over time would be through I guess you're not listening because this is just a chat. We're not talking about buns. So anyway. What I was gonna... I'm not being careful now. Essentially, I think the best way to meet someone... You just like see what happens in life. You don't like push it. You don't have to. I don't know. Like it just evolves. I guess like to me, if I go to church in the future, it will be I want to go to church for spiritual reasons. It won't be like, oh, I think that's a great way to meet men, because I don't think that's how you meet people. I just personally like. I think a lot of churches would be offended if people said I was going to church to meet people. Like, they're going to be like, that is not the reason. It would just be because you want to have a spiritual community with people, not because you want to get dates. I mean, I definitely am not doing the dating app. Been there, I've done that. I'm just gonna see who I meet in life.